YouTube fam, it's Dark Angel's Journey. I'm Shakira. Well, it is early Monday morning, and I figured I'd do a little practice and then watch some more ICT core video stuff. I'm on month 6, so he's going through swing trading, the swing trading model, which is very cool. um, I think it's a good idea to learn all the different types of trading, even if you end up not choosing to use them, at least you know what your options are and how to trade them. The fact that he goes over how to get in for long-term trades, where to put your stop loss. I mean, what? When to move it for long-term trades. If I had the time and patience for that, I might actually do it, but I don't. So, in any case, I figured we could go in search of those breaker blocks that I'm constantly in, like I have no concept of where they are, maybe. I mean, I do, but I don't. I want to confirm. So, PD arrays, let's go look for them. And I'm curious because there's an order as well, and I'm staring at my screen over here, and there's an order to whether it's premium or discount, um, that they tend to show up, and it's kind of interesting. So, like for example, if you're in premium, I'm just gonna read it off. It's like if you're above the equilibrium, right, market price, bearish mitigation block is like the first thing you want to look for. And then if not, then a bearish breaker, then a liquidity void. If they don't find one of those, look for a fair value gap. If you don't see that, look for a bearish order block. If you don't find that, look for a rejection block. And then the last but not least, an old high or low, and then just flip that for the discount, right? So it's a bullish mitigation block is the first thing you want to look for. I keep forgetting what those are. So let's go in search of that stuff, right? Let's go find it. Let's go get tiny. All right, cool, cool, cool. And since I am currently interested in the S&P, um, let me grab my back testing. And it looks like tomorrow we're gonna have some fun with CPI 8:30. Anything else for the day? Some FOMC folks speaking from 11 and 30 and 2. All right. Yeah, all right. Anyway, so I'm gonna use this big boy so I don't mess with my current version. And don't know. It's my back testing, so I'm clearing that out. All right. What is this? 15 minutes? Let's go to the daily. Maybe we can see things a little easier there. Because I think all these things show up, right? So if I'm doing my IPTA thing and I'm, looking back for the last like 60 days, what's been happening. And we're at the beginning of February, so I'm just gonna go the monthly real quickly. And I'm just gonna use this guy. I'm just smack that in there. And let's go back to the daily. So, and just for funsies. Okay. So what's the lowest low in the last 60 days? This guy right here. The highest high is this guy. And they've just taken this and they've left that alone. And just for funsies, don't know. Stay up. I'm gonna watch this. Charts. Sorry guys, just had to mute that. I can look at it. Could also just refer back to my notes too. So last 40 days, the lowest low is right here. They haven't taken that. Highest high is still here. And then, because I'm lazy, I'm just gonna drop this to 20. So in the last 20 days, whoops, the highest high is here and the lowest low is here. They haven't taken that either. So still relatively bullish until we take out some of these areas. So maybe let's drop down to a 1 hour in search of these little switchies, right? So mitigation block. If I remember correctly, for bullish, we're going up, going up. We think we continue to go up, but then we don't. And then we continue down, and then voila, like that. So this guy right here would be the mitigation block. Up here would be order blocks. Yeah. Oh yeah. So let's go look for some mitigation blocks in this data. You can see it. Okay, so we went up. We were expecting to continue up. We didn't. I don't know if this is a good representation. It's a bit choppy. Lower. So the mitigation would be here somewhere, but it's not the green. It's red. This green candle would be the mitigation block. And I mean, if we draw it out, it kind of is, right? You could take it, from inside of here, you could drop down to like, say, the 15-minute, find a better entry based off of it. Lots of opportunities. Could be using this guy, entered from the top of that. Because like look up here for the open of that, 41.76. Say high of that, 41.91.75. The high of that, 41.94. And the high of this is 41.93.5. So you would have gotten your fill with a very small amount of annoyance. There's that new week opening gap from last week. And now we're on to this new week and they didn't gap out. Isn't that fun? So Friday, Sunday, and then let's just check here, regular. That was Wednesday. I guess in their minds they haven't started yet. It still says Friday the 10th. I thought it showed up, but so the daily. I thought it showed up already. Yeah, Monday, Friday. There is no gap though. You can see, turn it off. You can see the gap here and here. And they filled all that back up, but nothing here. We're back to where we started. All right, or we're just about where we ended on Friday. So just gonna probably hold the fort until CPI comes out tomorrow. Might be sluggish. All right, let's go back into right color. So we're in search of mitigation blocks and breaker blocks mainly. All right, so let's see here. So now this is just, I don't know what news came out, but what was that, Tuesday the 7th? Let's go back. Let's go the previous week. No, Powell spoke at 2 o'clock. Let's go see. This is all the prep. 2 o'clock. All the madness before the storm. All right, so we're coming up. and we dropped. This be considered a breaker right here? It's definitely mitigation right here. You can see that we could have entered off of this green candle. As the high of that is 4160. Oh, I hope you guys can't hear my stomach. It is angry. And then wait for all this drama, this wicking. And then we could have entered. The high of this is 4159.50. So not that one, but this one. 4161.25. You wouldn't have gotten much of a problem. Aiming for this guy down here, not bad. Or that one, not bad. Looks like that would have been too much. But the order block in here is not a bad place to aim for. And they did not get to it. Oh, I'm wrong. They sure as crap did. Yeah, there it is. They hit that bullish order block quite nicely. Interesting. So like yesterday when I did my last video about my trade with Ethereum, I was testing out which order blocks were stronger. And I'm finding that order blocks that form for a big move like this, just you know, they're really strong. Like price tends to turn around when they hit them. You know, even if it's only for a little while, they'll waffle. You know, so should hold on. Let me just draw this out. Sometimes when I click on things, it doesn't look like I clicked on them. The general vicinity of that thing, right? So now we're just sort of hanging around this order block. Isn't that fun? So if you'd see what kind of move that would have been, right? So price came up, rejection block right here, because nothing's moved to take more than, let's see, how far into it did they get? Yeah, not even consequent encroachment on it. Maybe a quarter of that. Let's see. Yeah, like you took consequent encroachment of the halfway point. That's where they went. So that should be a very good indicator that we're going down on a meal and timber, you know. And then they had a shift here, and then you could have entered on maybe that order block right there. Do we get it? What's the high of that? 4173.5. What's the high of that? 4175. So, I mean the open of this, sorry. 4175 and 2.25. And the high of this is 4175. Okay, so we wouldn't have gotten that fill. But if we're being a bit more conservative about it, like say midway through it, I'd have gotten that nicely. And we would have had to ride out this return back up here. But if you're just interested in getting something into this fair value gap, consequent encroachment, midpoint, boom, done. What kind of move would that have been? I'm just curious, tick wise, right? Like you got it somewhere here, and your stop loss is about there, and you went for consequent encroachment, about midpoint, approximately, right there. Why does it do that? From there to there. So then you could have been targeting that right there. Boom. Look how beautifully they tapped that. And it flew away. And that would have been 189 ticks. Not bad with a 19 tick stop loss probably didn't even need to be that tight, you know? Because there's no, well, there's a tiny one in there. Am I crazy? Yeah, there's little tiny ones. So you could have, instead of waiting for this guy, you could have set your order to, right in the middle of that, this guy. You know they're gonna take it right there. On the top of that. Yeah, look how perfectly. Could have taken that, be conservative. The second one in the middle, boom. And it's a ship, so you want him to drop. And if you can sit through all of this, never came back close enough. And the other thing is, we have this. It's expecting them to turn this fair value gap into resistance, which they did, right? It tapped it, came back down, we stayed here. No body really kind of hung out in here very much after that. Very good sign. And, you know, then it just kind of collapsed. Well, that would be a nice trade. And this is on a 15 minutes, so it would have taken a little while, but, still an opportunity. So we're in search of mitigation blocks. So this is a nice little order block here. Look how well it respected it, as large as it is. In this case, we can just take the bodies probably. And here we have another mitigation block scenario, I think. Price came up, failed to take that, broke nicely right here. Then we could also be looking at this fair value gap for resistance, taking an order there, taking it at the top of that, or at the body. Sometimes I like the second one. There's a bunch in here. And then this would be a mitigation block right there for an entry. So fascinating how, unless I'm looking at the same one from before, scroll over. Ooh, did that just hit consequent encroachment? Like when it panned up? Pretty much. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just looking at it. Why is it doing that? Thank you. 15 minutes. Not quite, actually. Close. Zoom in on that. Just make sure I've got this right. It's a little high. Yeah, so it never quite made it to consequent encroachment. Let's see here. Gotta be pretty. Nope. Never quite made it there. Fascinating. Anyway, let's go in search of breaker blocks. Okay, here we are. So we have price dropping nicely. We have this order block right here. That's most definitely a breaker block because we have a lower low. And we have a shift. And you would think price would drop from here. It did not. It kept going. So here's a nice little breaker block. An opportunity for you to come back in. We've got the breaker block. We've got the fair value gap. We have a shift. And we've got this fair value gap that's basically acting as a support. Very cool. Okay, there's one. Okay. So look at this. We're going up. Let's see. All right. So we have order blocks here. We had a shift. Expectations that if it came back down here, it would continue back up. It did not. So let's see how well this guy worked. Ho ho, breaker block. Tapped the base of it and dropped like a stone. Oh man, I could still be sleeping, y'all. So here's another scenario. What do we call this one? Turtle soup? So we've been dropping quite a lot. So it's gotta get tired, right? Look to the left, there's probably something. Yep. Big order block right there. Anyway, so we've dropped into an bullish order block. It was kind of choppy the way it sort of figured itself out. But we have the shift here. And it came back in. Tapped this order block. Let me see. Could we have gotten a fill from this one? Let's see. That? Not quite, actually. I want to come down that far. There's this guy, which is quite big. It's a little too tight, that little dude, right? Could pick something like this. Could extend this out, the Fair Value Gap out. And, oh, wow, look at that. It dived into the Fair Value Gap. Then we had a nice shift in structure, and it came back. Oh, my 6 o'clock alarm just went off. And then started consolidating. And it's a good thing to note, right? Sometimes I can be a little, that's what I'm looking for. Can be feel a little rushed, right? But then these order blocks, this one would have been good. Nice tight run. Would have gotten filled here. The other thing to consider is the top of the fair value gap. Did it come back into it? No. Usually you want to use the bigger order blocks as far as I'm understanding it. So the open of that would be fine. Would have got filled here, then I would have to sit through all of this fun. And my target, if we're being clear, sell side up here, order block right here. I probably would have just ended it here and see what that would have looked like. Tick wise, I'd say gotten filled here, then had to sit through all this up to here. And stop loss would just be under that guy. Because I'm expecting this to act as resistance or support, I should say. The fair value gap. Don't bother to come back down to it. So that would have been like a 32 tick thing for a 232 tick run. And on the E-mini, that's a nice move right there. So if you think about it, 232 divided by 4, it's 58 handles times $50. That's $2,900 with a 32 tick times 50 with a $400 stop loss. I mean, it's not bad. And in how much time? So if we got in here, we didn't get out until right there. Oh man, that one's a rough 23 hours. If we'd seen this consolidating, if it popped back down, if it's consolidating and not breaking back into this, and we gotten into here, egg stayed right there, I opened 6 hours. In any case, breaker block, I believe. Sorry, we're still looking for them, right? I believe that's the breaker block, or this candle right here. In which case, we would need to use, is this candle, then it's just kind of hanging out inside of the breaker. If it's this candle, see, it's basically using the breaker as support because no body really cleared itself from it. And then for the red candles, um, none of them ever rolled through. We just wait. So I mean, in all honesty, if you didn't trust any of this, could have waited for another shift, like right here. And we had this guy, and these could still be using this order block, but another shift could have entered here, and your stop loss would be right under there, under the order block, and that would have filled nicely, and it wouldn't have taken as long. Fascinating. I know this is dry and boring, guys, but I mean, if I can't figure out how to spot these things, it is no good. You know, we're always on S and Q. Let's go check out the NASDAQ. March is coming up, so gonna have to start taking a look at the June contract soon, or soonish. Alright, how have we been looking? Oof, we haven't taken any buy side, or we have, and I just haven't cleaned this up. Let's clean that up. It's been a while. Wow, look at this rejection block right here. Came back up into it. So let's, and then I'm gonna end this one and go learn some more about swing trading. Okay. So it never made it to, oh, still not quite right. Let's get that up there. Yeah. So that's the halfway point. I'm just gonna drop it down to that. I'm gonna eyeball it approximately, but it did make it to halfway point of the half of consequent encroachment, which is another option. So if it does that, then you can pretty much tell it's gonna continue falling down. That's what I'm learning. And it dropped here. We probably had like a nice looking entry at this part. I'm gonna just hit the replay button just so I don't have to keep scrolling. I want to see what this looked like on the 5-minute. Yeah. So if you'd marked out this guy, consequent encroachment, it never came to it, eyeball it. Then we had a shift here. So another failure swing right here. Then a shift here. Did we get a potential entry? Looks like it meandered around at this bullish order block for a bit, and this guy turned into resistance right there. And then secondary opportunity for an entry and the top of this order block, or sorry about that, guys. Let's see, what's the open of this? Looking up here. That's 1268, 12,684.75. What's the high of this? 12,702.25. So I would have gotten a fill. What? Hold on. The open is 12,684. Oh. This is, and the high of this is 12,702. Am I crazy? Am I pointing at the wrong things? Because I'm... Oh, fail. The open's down here. Ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Shakira is lame. So for shorting opportunity, you're supposed to set your order here on the long term, and then your stop loss would have to be probably set that consequent encroachment of this wick right here, which, not bad. Let's see. And we're just coming in. I wouldn't have gotten an entry here. Or maybe we would have. Let's see, on the 2 minute or the 1 minute. Let's see, because. Well, let's see. Da da da. Da da da. Shift. Order block. Fair value gap. That's already filled up, so I don't expect them to come back up there. So I would have gotten a fill at, well, if I'd set an order here, but use this guy, gotten a fill there, and then I could have aimed for this guy. With this guy, if I had multiple contracts, I would take some off here, move my stop loss to above here. Once I was sure it was using it as resistance, which it is right there. And then just write it down to this guy. Now it's fascinating because what will that look like if I drop a fib on it, right, to the base of that? Potential. So I would be looking for 12.3575 since it's the first below here. Do we get that? Sorry, let me drop this to 15 minutes. And meandering about. Just out of curiosity. Okay, let's pull this to the right. Oops, let's pull it even further to the right. Almost, what's the low of that? 12.52. Haven't quite made it down there, have we? Still going down. There it is. Oh, not bad for targeting. If you're looking for just whatever's a little bit below it. And then we could be looking for confirmation, even more confirmation of that number by trying to anchor it in multiple areas to see if there's, if things coincide, right? So it's this from there to there. I don't know. What would it look like if I was doing it from here? Oops, wrong way. Sorry guys, a little sleepy. But I still need to get this done, right? So what falls below this guy? It says 12.59. 12.29.74.75. So we've got 12, that's 12.15.49. And the low of this is 12.37. Oh, the first one must have moved. Something I need to practice. Make sure it overlaps a little bit. Let's see, it's oops. Turned off. It's time. So the first one was 12.34.50. The low of that is 12.537.25. What's positive we got there? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, 15, 12, 5, 25, 50. Yeah. So using the fib as like a targeting tool is not bad. I need to get used to doing that. All right, we're about 35 minutes in. I'm gonna stop so I can continue on with my core content before Ice-T jumps on at 9:30. I'm not gonna lie, I would love to be sleeping, but I would also love to make adjustments. And in order to do that, I need to put the time in. So, putting the time in. I know, I'm sorry, I'm low energy this morning. As you can tell, I am sleepy as hell, but every one of these sessions is super helpful to me. Um, so that's why I just make a vid. It keeps me motivated. Oh wait, I haven't made a vid in like a few days. Oh, gotta get in there, you know. Um, but I'm trying to practice every day. And usually what I do is before I go into it deep is I make a video, practice something that I feel like I've been failing on or I'm not as good at yet, and go from there. All right, party people. All right, fam. Happy Monday. Try to keep it as easy and less stress as possible. And the last week for me was a nightmare. Oh, sorry. I should give you guys a quick update on Kitty. He's doing better. He's pooping a little bit more, which is good. And he's slowly starting to perk back up. So he's still quarantined until it's all gone. And he's back to mostly normal. And then you'll be seeing Kitty again. We have to kitty proof a lot of the house for a bit. Anyway, happy Monday. Drop a like, drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts. And Shakira.